This fridge is usually empty or at the very most normally filled with ingredients that I need for the video on the day that I'm filming. However, for today, I've been out to our house kitchen fridge, which is chock-a-block with like just random stuff. Grabbed a load of it and I have got some proper fridge leftovers where today I'm gonna hope to make 2, maybe 3 recipes that are actually quite nice. I genuinely wanna see if we can do it because a lot of these things we have like leftovers like regularly in the fridge, so let's see if we can make something edible. So not all of these are, I guess, complete leftovers. I don't think you can ever really buy specific eggs that you need. You always tend to have some like lying about. The same as we normally buy onions in a multi-pack, so I've got a red onion here. However, I have got some leftover cheddar cheese, some smoked bacon, a jar of pesto, which where's the date on this? Okay, yeah, we've got like a month to use that. I think it's been sat in there for like about 5 years. So all of this, I kind of wanted a vessel to serve it on from the fridge, but we only sort of like had a massive piece of lettuce, which I thought might wilt a little bit. So we've always got bread around the house. We'll use some of that. And, well, I did say that I don't really have much in this fridge. One thing I normally do have randomly, well, I think I talked about the tahini the other day. I've got this random jar of mustard as well. So maybe we'll use that in some... We've always got like massive chunks of butter and of course Pepsi Max. So we'll use the butter that's in there as well. Legitimately the garden kitchen butter for our fridge leftovers. So the other day we bought this massive pack of like 14 rashers of bacon. Normally, bacon doesn't really last long in our house. We do go through a lot of it. Chloe's a monster for it, loves it. Oh, this is interesting. I posted this on my Discord the other day. This is one of those like charts, you know, which way do you like your bacon? Mrs. B and I differ from this. I think I will push the crispiness today. I would prefer a number 3, 4 at most. Mrs. B is pretty much 6. Oh, yes, that will do for me. That smells so good. It should never be a leftover. Onions going in. Oh my word. So we're just frying up those onions in that bacon fat. There's actually tiny little bacon bits gripping to the onions. And the other cool thing about this recipe, I'm trying to do it all in this one frying pan. So still a few more steps after this. So bacon fat, onions, and some of that mustard that we just found in the garden kitchen fridge. We'll use some of that too. We seem to have like loads of pots like this. Like use it like for something and then you completely forget about it. So there's a good old dollop of the pesto, which I was gonna use on its own. But perhaps in a way, this whole grain mustard, which I love this stuff, like might take out a little bit of the sharpness. Certainly not the most attractive looking colour, is it? But hey ho, use my spatula from the bacon and the onion, why not? I suppose it's just gonna mask and look, well, probably like pesto again with the seeds hiding away. So other than this, we're gonna think about our cheese. We're not gonna do anything with it, we're just gonna think about it. And what I've just realised is as I put the mustard back, I'm gonna leave that pesto in here because it then becomes my garden kitchen leftover. And then I can do this video again. Bit of bread from the house, which I'm fairly certain is going out of date. We've actually seemed to have like loads of bread in our freezer. We've really got into that, like thawing it out when we need it. It's like summer as I film this, you kind of expect the freezer to be filled with like, I don't know, ice cream, but it's just like loads of bread. So I don't know how much of this cheddar I'm gonna use. Yeah, just gonna grate some of that up, enough to cover 1 slice of bread. So yeah, I've definitely got some left over. That's good. I mean, is it good? I mean, the point of this video is to get rid of it, but I mean, if at least we're using it and not just, it's not just sat there when you open the fridge going, oi, you gonna use me or what? But I've got to be completely honest, we would eventually use cheese in our fridge, and of course the eggs and things, but there's other stuff that you forget about, mainly the pesto actually. Out of all of this, like eventually it all finds a way, but if you can fuse it together to make something fun, then hey, why not? Obviously this stuff, if you leave it out room temperature, would be much more spreadable, but look, it's kind of like when you're in a hotel and you get those like little rectangular ones. Right, I'm just gonna soften some of that butter up a minute. And actually I was gonna use some extra butter for the frying pan, but there's still some of that fat in there. Which actually for our egg, we could potentially still, I think the bread will absorb it though. We might need butter for that. If we fried the egg in bacon fat. Ooh. Yeah, that's a bit better. And to be honest, I might not even need this anyway because of that fat in there, because this is just for the outside of the bread. We could butter it, but we've got our pesto and mustard to go in there. And that oil from the onions and the bacon is not just gonna sit there watching, it is gonna join in. So let's turn it over. We're gonna put down a layer of our pesto whole grain mustard. Oh, that is smelling gorgeous. Hopefully it hasn't fermented in my fridge. Our bacon. So the bacon fat, charred onions with the bacon sat on the pesto with the whole grain mustard. This is like a fridge adventure. Here's the cheese then. And I'm not gonna go too gooey cheesy. Butter side up and down. I really wanna press down on that. Oh, I'll do it anyway. Ugh, right, bit of butter on my hands, who cares? All right, so as we warm this oil back up, I've kind of got my own extreme version of this, like with the fridge leftovers. I tend to get it with utensils that I randomly buy for videos. A lot of the gadgets get given away to Patreon, that's fine. However, my cupboards are starting to get filled with random things, such as this thing for a smash burger. However, that is quite useful because it can kind of turn our pan into an oven. I am going to use that to trap in the heat. So we're looking to toast the bottom. Remember, it's still cooking in the bacon fat too. We'll flip it over and then hopefully finish with the finale, which might make this whole thing look a little bit quirky. Oh, wow. Oh, that's good colour. I like that. Here we go then. I actually pushed the colour a little bit more on both sides and we've got a lovely golden top. Look at that. But this needs one more thing. I had 2 eggs. Come on. And that is just a bonus to go on top of our pesto whole grain bacon fried onion cheesy toastie. That is absolutely phenomenal. Look. From fridge leftovers, which ultimately might have ended up in some other thing at some stage. This is gonna be glorious. Oh, here we go. Oh, wow. Oh, goodness me. It's really mellow at first, like with the egg, a little bit of pepper there, the buttered bread. I hit the bacon, but then the last thing, couldn't really taste the cheese, but it was that pesto mustard layer, just like this explosion of flavour. And actually the yolk as well. What an extremely random thing to make with leftovers. Maybe a touch more sweetness to cut through it. I mean, we had the bacon and the onion. We probably could have got some sugar and made like a little jam. I've got jam in the fridge in the house. But that's phenomenal. Proper comfort food. What a start. But we're not done yet. I wasn't sure if I was going to do 2 or 3 recipes, but this has kind of inspired me. Even the tahini might get involved. Let's keep going. I gotta confess with that last one, that might have been so tasty, I think I might have eaten all of it. Well, apart from the fried egg. Not a massive fan of fried egg, but visually, next one is gonna be a bake. So, you know when you go to the supermarket, there's actually like a load of people that do this, and understandably I get why. Maybe it's the term, the yellow sticker brigade, but like you see people like pricing up the reduced stuff in the supermarket at certain times. I think I would hate to be that member of staff. Because you get people all circling watching them. And I found these like frankfurters, so like hot dogs, Bavarian smoked beechwood frankfurters, yeah. So that you can eat them straight from the pack or cook them up, which is what we're gonna do. What else have we got here? I've got some cream cheese, and that's genuinely, there's a story there. I don't know what the girls did. Oh, the spinach. We always got spinach in the house. And this, I must admit, is a little bit of a man-made thing because we did the mac and cheese video. I bought so much macaroni. I thought, you know what, I'll cook it up. So I cooked this up last night, kept it in the fridge. But we sometimes do that if we're making a pasta salad or something, or we have a little bit of pasta left over. It's so easy to overcook it, and of course, it chills really, really well. Now, I don't think it needs it too much, but there's just a little bit of oil to help break it up a little bit. Because once you've cooked it and you cool it, I'm actually surprised it didn't pour out into one sort of macaroni-shaped bike helmet. So we'll take these frankfurters. God, that guy looks really happy there, doesn't he? But these were £3.45 at first. But this looks like the good stuff, so I'm just going to use my favourite thing of food scissors and just slice. But yeah, those yellow labels, like, they can be amazing. I think you've got to work out the best time to go in certain supermarkets. But that looks a little bit student mealy right now, doesn't it? Spinach is just one of those things in our fridge that we just rotate. So just wash this in a bowl to one side. Now it looks like a very healthy student meal. But to counteract that, I'm going to actually put in the rest of this pot. It looks like Phoebe particularly loves cream cheese on a bagel. And if there's one of the girls in the house, it's her that is not very good at fridge management, shall we say. So when I saw it in the fridge and it was like that, literally just flapping up like this, I was like, okay. And I think I've done this in completely the wrong order. I just feel like I'm hacking up a garden patch. So what I'm trying to do is work that cream cheese in through the macaroni and the frankfurters. And the spinach should kind of just be like, yeah, I'm joining in, but it's actually going everywhere. Okay, so I've got a few leftover lemon wedges here. Might have had a little barbecue over the weekend. I don't know what to call this dish. Spinach frankfurter pasta bake? Macaroni mess? I know what I can do. I found this random kitchen gadget. See that? There we go. That cheddar, I thought I was going to use it all up in the first one. It was just enough, actually. Getting a chance to mix up again and slightly more open-faced. Oh, there we go, because there's a massive clump of the cheese there. If you're doing this from scratch, though, cream cheese first, just to kind of like soften it a little bit. Move it around with your spatula, and then it'll cling much better. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit different, but that's half the challenge. I mean, maybe you guys could set me some ingredients to try and make some other ones as a follow-up, maybe. You could tell me what you get left in your fridge often. I mean, beer is probably not acceptable, but of course we could cook with beer. We did recently. I wouldn't say we ever sort of like throw out food wastage. Like I say, I think it's the jarred stuff mostly that you sort of forget about. But this is quite fun today, like trying to make them work together. Some salt. Oh, I don't know how long this is going to need in the oven, because we might top it with something as well. Yeah, it really does look a little bit quirky, doesn't it? I'm really hoping to get some sort of nice golden colour on it. Anyhow, we used some bread earlier. Why can't we use it again? Fresh breadcrumbs on top. They'll get nice and toasted. Hopefully the pasta will brown too. Now it just looks like some crazy sandpit. I reckon about 20 minutes in there. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, even some of the actual frankfurters where they were exposed have like charred and gone golden around the edges. There's a lovely smoky, peppery smell. That is a proper fridge fusion, that one. Oh. Okay then folks, so it has cooled down a fair bit because I've taken photos and things, but oh, it's a bit delicate and flimsy, we'll give it that. It's not locked together, but actually part of me kind of likes that. Every bit of that macaroni has got a little bit of a lacing of the cream cheese on it. Like I have to sort of go back to the key point of this video, like all of this was just made possible with just random stuff from the fridge. But the spinach has wilted on there. In fact, it is still really hot. Those frankfurters are incredibly smoked. They're gorgeous. The crunch of the breadcrumbs, a little bit of the spinach there. We've got a little bit of the cheddar cheese taste there. I mean, that's just from one bite. We'll try again. But what I'm liking, the lemon too, wow. But it's actually that cream cheese that sort of worked its way through, like nearly every element of it. That's just amazing. It's like another comfort dish, but I think for this one, it would be like more for like a family or like a batch serving, whereas that first one was just pure sandwich indulgence. Probably still slightly my favorite. This is gorgeous. The lemon was a real good addition. It is extremely addictive, but I don't know what to call it. Maybe lemony, spinachy, smoky sausage, breadcrumb top cheesy pasta bake? Or maybe just sausage pasta bake. Yeah, sausage pasta bake from a fridge. Sausage pasta bake works, but sausage pasta bake, like, works. All right, so this last one, I kind of want to like chuck it together and actually do it on the tray. You know how that time we could have done it in the actual dish with the pasta, stirred it all through? We're going to do that with our tray. This one's going to be really simple, but hopefully, excuse me, this should be really good. This is actually some, we always roast a chicken every Sunday without fail. We just find a chicken lasts us for most of the week. Well, apart from this week. We also had a salad the other night. We've got some cherry tomatoes, didn't have them all, so I'll probably just chop those up. And this is a sweet potato, and I randomly, looks a bit like a nose, doesn't it? Never had a sweet potato till I met Mrs. B, and I went through a phase of absolutely loving them. And now I'm kind of at this stage where I'm not sure if I like them or not. You know what, I think I will get that onion. Might as well. We sliced it in half. We'll just get that in with the rest of it. Yeah, and we'll do it all here. So taking a sweet potato, I'm using the smallest end out of it to dictate how big the other pieces are gonna be, so they all kind of cook about the same time. I know it sounds really weird. I find a sweet potato now almost like too sweet. It's almost like sickly. Like, I feel like if it was firmer like a potato but tasted more carroty, I would probably prefer it. This is a nice easy one to finish off with, all right? In fact, whilst we've got that here, we might as well shove down some of our cooked chicken as well. And then with these cherry tomatoes, I mean, they're pretty big actually. It was like, I wouldn't necessarily buy these ones myself. Like, I don't like tomatoes raw too much, but when they're roasted, absolutely love them. But the ones on the vine, yeah, they always taste nicer, but they are a lot pricier. Mrs. B and the girls love cherry tomatoes. Sometimes like we'll have a salad with dinner and like Mrs. B will always put cherry tomatoes in it and I have to like surgically work around them. But I guess one thing it is gonna bring is some like real nice sort of color and vibrancy. All right folks, this is our actual fridge and I've just found, as I was coming back in here, look, when I went to the shop, I found like this reduced like sausage bat. Got olives in here, loads of sauces, even a like reduced sandwich. But I've just found up here some halloumi sticks, and they've been in there for bloomin' ages. So I guess what I'm trying to say is just like, muck about with this. Like, you can tray bake so many things in your fridge that you've just got lying in there. Like, it's just great for an emergency dinner. I mean, even like a fajita filling. Mediterranean halloumi sticks, because I was going to try and go for like a Mediterranean vibe with this, so it's working out quite well. Maybe some of the seasoning from the halloumi is going to fall off and actually coat some of these other bits too. Oh wow! Some salt and pepper, paprika. Oh, you know I love paprika, guys. And some mixed herbs. Okay, so these aren't from the fridge obviously, but just random stuff you'd have in a store cupboard. Boom, boom, boom. That smells incredible. This might take a little longer. I'm saying about half an hour. Yeah, I'm going to call it Mediterranean leftover tray bake. Look at that. How vibrant are you, mate? Half an hour. Oh, look at that. Is it going to steam up the lens? No, we're all right. The tomatoes have kind of squished, charred, and let out a little bit of the juice, which is what you're hearing, the sizzling. The halloumi's got a lovely golden colour. The chicken revived. Such a simple thing. It's just really popping. All right, so here's my jar of tahini. Slightly more savoury twist to it. And this on a tortilla as well. Oh! Oh yeah, it needs to be in a wrap or something. I'm obviously healthier like this. Talked earlier about there being like lettuce in my fridge. Oh! You could do that. I can't be bothered now. Like, if you want healthier ones, do lettuce wraps. I might do that for tea. Yes. Yes! Tahini! It's almost giving it like a satay vibe. The chicken has got this like lovely golden crust on it where it's sort of been twice cooked now. The halloumi, that, despite the toastie, despite our sausage pasta bake, is my favourite thing today. I even like the sweet potatoes in it. That is outrageous. I think the thing that's helped it is where the cherry tomatoes have burst and then we've stirred it through that tahini. It's kind of taken the sharpness a little bit out of the juice from the cherry tomatoes where it's sort of like merged with the oil and the seasonings too. Absolute stonker. I don't say that enough, but there's a reason for that. I've really enjoyed doing this today. It's sort of like a little bit of a challenge, a little bit of like a scrap heap challenge of food, if you know that TV show. We just kind of like made stuff and like there's nothing really hard here that you couldn't do, and it's just what I felt like doing today. So I've had a few comments suggesting to do this video over the years and I thought I'd finally actually do it. And I'm so glad, like I say, I've done it. It's really, really happy. I can't show you the toastie. Someone ate that. But this, with our yellow labelled smoky frankfurters, Boston approved, also incredible. But that, there's something about all the way those flavours work together really, really well. So, so good. If you made it this far through the video, thank you so much for watching. Check out the hundreds of other videos on the channel here from over the years. Many, many things for you to grab the popcorn, have a marathon and watch too. Any suggestions for future videos if you like this sort of concept, maybe a follow-up, suggest down below and I'll check it out. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. If you had to try one, I would say for taste, for gourmet, the toastie. For simplicity, maybe the pasta bake. But for real comfort and taste, flavour and super flexibility, it would be our Mediterranean leftover fridge tray bake thing.